Welcome back. This is Module 4, Lesson 14, Post-Traumatic Growth, Finding Meaning in Loss or Adversity. This image says to look to the future. If you like, leave your past behind you. Welcome back. You are making very good progress and you should celebrate that. In this lesson, you will learn several strategies that will enable you to bounce back after the loss of your relationship. You mustn't let failure in one aspect of your life define the rest of who you really are. Look to the future, your own happy future, as that image just now shows. And the future can be bright. It depends a lot on you, the efforts you put into it, and your attitude. I will give you a few examples of people who are famous despite the adversities they suffered in their own lives. This is an exciting lesson, so get ready to enjoy it. What is post-traumatic growth? Post-traumatic growth refers to the positive psychological changes that can occur as a result of facing and coping with adversity or trauma. Finding meaning in loss after a breakup or divorce can be a significant aspect of post-traumatic growth. I will give you some strategies that will enable you to overcome the trauma so you can bounce back and take full control of your own life. You will then be able to start the process of creating a much brighter future for you and your children if you have any. Here are some ways that you can find meaning in your current situation. Self-reflection. Take time to reflect on the experience and what it has taught you about yourself, your relationships, and your priorities in life. Journaling or speaking with a coach like me or therapist can help you in this process. Be honest. We often blame our partners for all the things that went wrong in our relationships, but it does take two to tango. If you look honestly within yourself, I'm sure you will see that there were a few things you did that brought both of you to this stage. Granted that your partner may have contributed most of the negative things, but your own reactions to those things could perhaps have been better. Be prepared to learn from your own mistakes. Reframing. We talked about this in the last lesson. Look for ways to reframe the experience in a more positive light. For example, instead of seeing the breakup as a failure, consider it as an opportunity for personal growth and self-discovery. Consider the fact that you are now more experienced about life than you would otherwise have been had you not partnered up with your ex. You are all the wiser for it. Well, it may not feel like that now, but you will find that you've learned something that will be useful in your next relationship. Finding purpose. Finding purpose. Engage in activities or pursuits that give your life meaning and purpose. This could involve volunteering, pursuing a passion, or setting new goals for yourself. As your coach, I will help you set smart, achievable goals so you can begin to achieve quick new successes in your life. Consistent wins, however small each time, will help to restore your sense of self-worth and your self-confidence. Number 4, building resilience. Focus on developing resilience by cultivating coping strategies such as mindfulness, self-compassion, and seeking social support from friends and family whenever necessary. As I've often said, when you're seeking support, make sure you get the right people to support you and not those who will be very judgmental of you. Number 5, your situation is not unique to you. I know it is natural to wallow in one's misery and keep asking the question, why me? Well, why not you? Have you checked the daily statistics to see that separations, breakups, divorces happen every day, even among celebrities? Well, so know that you're not the only one, and that breakups or divorces are not unique to you. So the suffering is not unique to you. It even happened to me too. Well, I've told you of my story before. Embrace change. It is time for change. So stop wasting time wallowing in the pain. How about thinking of creating a new future for yourself? Accept that change is a natural part of life and use the experience as an opportunity to embrace new beginnings and possibilities. In my spiritual path, our Eggmaster says to us, the only thing that is permanent on earth is change. So learn to embrace change and do new things when the change arises, especially positive things. Apply gratitude. Count your blessings. Gratitude opens your heart to more love and blessings. That could be from your children, your workplace, your friends, and family. Being grateful enables the universe to flood you with more blessings. So learn to count your blessings, however small they may seem, and say, thank you, God, for giving me this or that. Be grateful for what you have now. Be grateful for your life. Number 7, embrace your faith. Seek spirituality. Do you belong to any faith? If yes, you will find that it helps. Just trusting that a higher being or God has your interests at heart gives you a lot of comfort and the reassurance that you are not alone. Well, that certainly helps me every day. Most people find that members of their religious or spiritual paths tend to offer them help when they're in trouble. They're usually kind and trustworthy friends. So see if you can explore that in your own spiritual group. Members of spiritual paths can be of great support and reassurance to you if you are seen to be a faithful member. Connect directly with God or Spirit or whoever you believe in your prayers, your dreams, or in your spiritual gatherings. You will find comfort and meaningful support there. Well, I'm not intending to preach, but this is not really preaching. Every human being has some sort of spiritual side to them. So whatever yours is, well, hang on to it because you need it when there is trauma or when there is suffering and when there is pain, as there is right now after your breakup or divorce. My personal experience. I've mentioned my personal experience once or twice. When I had my divorce after a 25-year marriage, I was completely broken. I cried repeatedly. But even if I wanted to, I wouldn't have had the money to pay for it. My ex abandoned our 6 children to my care. My youngest was a baby girl, aged 3 at the time. I suffered immensely because my ex did not offer me any financial help. My teacher's salary at that time lasted for just about 14 days. So I had to borrow from friends, sometimes just to buy food for us. My children's love kept me going. They assured me that they loved me and they would do their best to be good children. I took on extra teaching jobs as a tutor to make ends meet before I was promoted to the post of head of English or head of faculty at my school in London. So things got better. My children and I went on to do very well for ourselves, thanks to God. I just gave you this to tell you that people do recover from the pain of a divorce or the devastation that it might cause. I did, and you too can. So you too can get over your misfortune and rebuild your life for the better. So hold your chin up. Number 9, examples of some famous people who found meaning in their loss or adversity. I'm sure you've heard of these people. Number 1, Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey experienced a tumultuous childhood, marked by poverty and abuse. However, she used these experiences to fuel her determination and resilience, eventually becoming one of the most influential media personalities in the world. She has spoken openly about how her hardships shaped her into the person she is today. J.K. Rowling, I'm sure you've heard of her. Before finding successes as the author of the Harry Potter series, J.K. Rowling faced numerous personal challenges, including the death of her mother and struggles with depression. She has since spoken about how these experiences helped her to develop empathy and resilience, which are reflected in her own writing. Steve Jobs. After being ousted from Apple, the company he co-founded, Steve Jobs faced a period of profound disappointment and uncertainty. However, he used this setback as an opportunity for growth and went on to found Pixar Animation Studios and the Next Incorporation. Eventually, he returned to Apple and played a pivotal role in its resurgence. You've heard of Steve Jobs of Apple. There's a young woman named Malala Yousafzai. Malala suffered at the hands of the Taliban. They even tried to assassinate her, but she survived it. And why were they doing this? Because she had advocated seriously for girls' education in Pakistan. You wouldn't have thought that they would shoot a young woman because of that, but they did. Despite this traumatic experience, she continued to champion education rights globally and became the youngest ever Nobel Prize laureate. Malala has spoken about how the attack strengthened her resolve to fight for what she believes in. So here's my encouragement to you. I encourage you to see your traumatic experience as a stepping stone to future and more rewarding successes. Look at this little image here. Like a schoolgirl with a lot of books. You start small and you soon get better at it. And if you persist, you'll be achieving excellent successes along the way. Believe in yourself and providence, just as those 4 people did that I mentioned earlier, and you will recover fast from your pain. Take what you have learned and go on to build a much more positive and happier future for yourself. I believe in you, so don't let me down, and don't let yourself down. You can do better than you think you can if you put your mind to it. Here are the assignments for lesson 14. Number 1, self-reflection. Carefully reflect on your life with your ex. What do you think you did wrong? Be honest. What aspect of that would you change positively if you could wind back the clock? List these things in your journal and write down what would be a better way to behave in future if you were ever faced with such situations again. Number 2, your gratitude box. Create a gratitude box, maybe a cardboard box or tin, or an envelope, and name it My Gratitude Box. Write down everything that was good in your failed relationship. For example, holidays, gifts, a home, a car, your children, companionship, etc. Put each piece in the gratitude box and be grateful for those experiences. Number 3, anytime you feel miserable about your loss, pick out some of those gratitude pieces, read them, smile and say, "Thank you for giving me that." Do a little dance if you like. And remember the good times with gratitude, not with sorrow, anger, pain, or even regret. Fill your heart with gratitude for the opportunity you are given to grow. Whoosh! That has been a mouthful, I imagine. There's been a lot in this lesson. And please go through it again and put down what has resonated most with you. And I hope you've enjoyed studying this lesson as much as I enjoyed writing and presenting it to you. Congratulations for working through the exercises too. Listen to this lesson again and do the exercises. Write your wins in your gratitude journal. Okay, and I'll see you next lesson.